My name is Beatriz from Venezuela. Thank you so much for having us. We have learned in the past few days how diverse India is as a country in terms of tradition, even language, so many things, right? So I'm just curious to know how these create so many challenges to the media business. How do you address them, and how something that makes the country so rich can be so hard in business too?
Patrice, that's a good question in terms of, it's not, doesn't have a simplistic answer. Yeah, the diversity and is in India actually is problematic, but at the same time creates multiple opportunities as well. I mean, I can't think of any country in the world where you have to think of more than 30 languages within the same country when you're communicating. So while there is diversity, there's also an opportunity. See, largely, there's the large portion of India from north, east, and west is largely Hindi spoken, because you have the Hindi belt, and then you have the vernacular languages and the southern languages. I think the biggest challenge over here is that the concept of India is not dependent on languages. And it's in spite of having different subcultures, different languages, we come together as a country, and that coming together and the whole idea of India is what India is all about, and that's what the whole philosophy of Bharat is, And I think from a media perspective, you have to also understand that the way media has changed in India also, like the rest of the world, it is now become more sensitive to what people want. And because ultimately, like, I often talk to my editors, some of my editors are here, very senior colleagues of ours, and I tell them that, your role has really gone down. Your positions are compromised now, because earlier you were the boss of what is to run and what is not to run, what people will see, what they will not see, what will you print, what will you not print, what will you broadcast and telecast. Suddenly your role is now limited to deciding what to show first and what to show later, and to what extent and how. So, those are the kind of challenges which are also very similar to the diversity in India, which are anywhere else in the world, whether it's Venezuela or any other part of the world. So I think there are huge amount of commonalities over there, but at the same time, that diversity acts as a catalyst for bringing in change. I mean, people now, you don't need to be a journalist to get your content out there. While that is true, during the corona, the entire one thing to take away from the corona epidemic was that, you can't trust everything you get on WhatsApp, and you can't trust everything you find on social media. There was a big impetus which was shift back to mainstream media for the credibility of the news during that period, because news was somewhere losing to digital and social media before that, and all of that changed suddenly, because people were getting fed all sorts of information, not knowing what is right, what is wrong, and what to consume and what not to consume. So I think, like I said, it's an evolutionary process. It sort of course corrects itself, and it's not in anyone's control, or neither does it have a finite point. So we will evolve into something, we don't know exactly what it will be, but it is something for people to decide themselves. And the driver of that change will be the consumers, the viewers themselves, the readers themselves, not people sitting in offices deciding what people want to read.